Aquarius, hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you here are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hey, my friends, how are you doing? I'm so excited to be back. For those of you that don't know it, I took a break, just a 1 week break, and that was fantastic and I'm seeing the benefits of it now. And the reason I'm starting to talk about it right now is because it has to do with your reading, quite apparently so. Because as I was tapping into your energies, as I usually do before your readings, it was about taking a break and just being in your own energy for a while and then reaping the benefits of that later. But there's a necessity for those of you that have been wondering, should I be taking a break? This is definitely a sign from Spirit saying, yes, Aqua, please take a break. Because I was in a really centered, awesome place as I sat down to do your reading. I was like, wow, I'm so much in my own energy field. That's amazing. And then I realized how much I needed that, because I'm so much in your guys' energies all the time when I do the readings, because it's not just the time that I do the readings, but everything leading up to that, basically. So I really have to make sure I'm staying centered, and I really had to learn that. And again, there's something in there for you, Aquarius. All right, my friends, thank you so much for all of your donations. I really greatly appreciate them. Thank you for being my patrons. Thank you for all your likes, shares, subscriptions, and your beautiful comments. Speaking of which, if you would like to win the free private reading of December, simply post some music that you love, like a link to music that you love, because music is such an awesome language and it's universal. Everyone speaks it and everyone loves, or most people I would hope, love music, and it's such a cool exchange if we can, and you get to know people through music as well, like what kind of music do they like, and maybe find something there for others too, because it's not just, of course it's not for me, it's just like for the collective, right? I will click on it for sure and see and be interested in that, right? And Spirit's gonna pick from one of those guys of you who are posting music links. All right. Aquarius, I already pre-shuffled all of your cards. 2 guardian angel cards are out already. One I'll read here and the other one over in the extended if Spirit says that's what I should do. You never quite know. And let's hop into it, okay? It's a general reading, so it may or may not resonate. Holy moly. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, Aqua! That's amazing. That's so cool. Yeah. So it may or may not resonate with you. Please only take what resonates and leave the rest behind, because that means it's for somebody else. You can reverse the placements. It's not gender specific, nor is it time specific. Whenever the message reaches you, it's yours at that time. Please just go with your gut feeling, like on my channel with those specific types of readings. Of course, you can go by sign as well, but my advice here is to really go with your intuition. Whenever the title resonates with you, it's yours. It's interesting because the first row is super amazing. Oh my God. And so is the second row. Let me just finish here, because you have the 10 of Pentacles, you have the 10 of Cups, you have the High Priestess, the King of Swords, the Ace of Rods, and Justice so far. So there's a huge balancing that is, holy moly, going on. Yeah, exactly. They really wanted to come out. Yeah, absolutely. You're coming out of a cycle here, like a big cycle is closing out for you here, and it has to do with insecurity, with mental patterns, and with trying to defend yourselves. There's no more of that. Absolutely not. Very, very interesting. If you would like to have a look at the pictures over on Instagram, I put a link for Instagram down below. You'll find this this reading over there and a picture of the extended, and usually I would post those on Instagram a day prior, so you can have a look if you're interested. All right, let's hop in. Ah, my God. And they immediately come to the first card here, healing for you, Aquas. And it says, listen to your heart. Love is the greatest healer. It has the capacity to balance and heal your emotions, thoughts, and perceptions, which in turn will heal you physically. Your angels are here with you and will help dissolve your fears. Trust in the power of love to guide you, and your life will magically transform. This card is confirmation that healing is occurring right now, Aquarius, all right? Wow, what a cool reading already. So like I said, you're starting off with the 10 of Pentacles, which is stability, but full on. This is completely rooted and having a level head is what I'm getting with this. Like rational, but also in a warm kind of a sense. That means you have both feet on the ground. You have a firm head on your shoulders. This also means having clarity of mind here, Aquarius. I'm getting a strong sense of alignment, much like when I started the reading, like, or how I came into your reading was very aligned. But I did a lot for that. So I'm thinking you did a lot for that as well. A lot. That means organizing your life from what you eat, how much you work out, who are your friends, what kind of a job do you want to do? Do you want to do one at all? How's your money situation? All those things, like very much in the physical world here, those are in order with you here with the 10 of Pentacles. And that makes you extremely stable and gives you a huge sense of a strong base here, really strong base. Which is amazing. Congratulations. That required a lot of work to get to this place here. And it could also, of course, mean being in a relationship, because we all also, like I said, have the 10 of Pentacles that comes later, which is the emotional fulfillment. So things are really in order here with you. But again, that came with a lot of work. Your next card out is the High Priestess. And immediately I'm getting with the two crescent moons here, I'm getting the conscious and the subconscious. So making aware or allowing to come up and working with whatever subconscious patterns and topics come up. So you must have done a lot of shadow work, a lot of self-reflective work here in order to transform yourself. And there may have been a time in your life, and this could have been way, way back, where you weren't aware that you were doing this work. And then all of a sudden you're coming into all the knowledge, and maybe you're watching like self-development videos or courses or something like that, Aquarius. And all of a sudden it comes into your awareness. Holy moly, I've done that throughout all those years already. I just didn't know what I was doing exactly. But Spirit was guiding me, and this is another confirmation here, how much Spirit is involved and is trying to take us on those journeys if we are willing to go. And Aquarius definitely was willing to go here, and that really makes me light up. I love this, because greatness comes of following those paths, right? They're not always the easiest ones, for sure. It's not necessarily gloriously, especially not in the beginning, I believe, when you're walking this spiritual path. But as it unfolds, there is so much magnificence and so much glory in this, and you will understand in retrospect how much this has served you as a person, right? How much this has served also others, because you serve as an example here, Aquarius. Quite amazing. Manipulator of time. This could be very specific. It doesn't have to be. Manipulator of time is what I just heard. And accepting your unicorn status here. Knowing that you are not going with the masses, but rather creating your own life. And the High Priestess is all about that. Like finding out what is right for you exactly. And then going for it, right? Manifesting that. Creating it. It has a huge sense of creating, and that you actually manage to achieve that for yourself. Then you have the King of Swords, which is speaker of truth, like 101. That's the speaker of truth. And it's also, again, I'm getting very organized mind. So you must have done really a lot of work, Aquarius, here, where you are very clear on what you want, on your values. It's also a card of spiritually coming out of the closet and telling people, this is how I feel, this is what I believe about the world, and being very open about it. But this one's not a tyrant, so it's not like I believe that you have to believe that as well. It's just like, if you ask me, I will answer, right? And I will give it to you straight up. That's that card, and very eloquently, right? Very nice, Aquarius. And I'm, again, getting that warmth with it too. And that ties immediately into your next card, which is the Ace of Rods, which is all about that new beginning. And very passionately, like you may have actually stepped into your mission for some of you. For others, it could mean that you're about to step into your mission. And this is quite big. It's quite, there's a lot of potential with this new beginning of a lot of passion, a lot of love. And again, I'm not just, because mind to me personally is usually something that's kind of cold and rational and kind of concrete, you know, the concrete kind of a box kind of a thing. But this is different. This is completely out of the concrete box. There is so much more, right? It's much like, if you know Byron Katie and The Work, and this may be for a special message for some of you here. Maybe you've done Byron Katie and The Work, because it's coming in right now. Then it's a sign for you to pay special attention. There is a sentence when she says, somewhere I've heard it, like I've heard her say it, and it was just stuck in my head. It was a conversation between her and another, and it was about where the other one says, yeah, and then there's just an ocean, and she was immediately saying, yeah, and then you drop the ocean, because it's all in the sense of oneness, in the sense of realizing that this is all us, and there is nothing really concrete about that, right? There's how do I describe that? Because this is huge. It is realizing the primordial soup that is in front of us each and every day, and making, like, molding it to what we believe it may be, right? And making this to so our life looks really glorious, right? Much like creation is. And since we are creators, we are really encouraged to create here and to make it beautiful, right? To make it magnificent. And you can look at nature, and they drew my eye to those plants in the background here. So really look at nature and look at the magnificence, and then start creating from there, because that's quite the example you've got right there, right? Oh, Aquarius, this is so beautiful. And again, that really, there's a lot of heart in this too. So a lot of warmth, a lot of beautiful radiance. So it's the best of both worlds, really. And here we come to the next card too. It's the best of both worlds. You have the Ten of Pentacles and you have the Ten of Cups. So really, it's stability here and being rational, but then also the emotional fulfillment that comes with that. So for some of you, it's truly fully stepping into your mission, or for those of you that are in your mission already, it's stepping into that place a lot more and being like, wow, this is like, everything has been so worth it. I've just been given the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Holy macaroni, right? This is huge. This is absolutely huge. And the emotional fulfillment, again, the heart that comes in with that is just beautifully balanced. They're absolutely balanced. And that's exactly, Spirit is nicely taking us forward. So things are really going to fall into place for you here, because it's really a coherent message that comes through very clear. And it's like, if you've noticed, like the last word I'm saying is immediately in the next card, and I'm not even thinking about it. So this is going to be very coherent for you in the times to come now, Aquarius, right? So you have Justice. That's a Libra card, librarian, yeah, with a lot of books. No, a Libra card. And that's exactly that, having a lot of balance here. And for some of you, you may have been waiting on that for a long time, but again, you worked for this too. You worked really hard, and the knowledge is coming in, if it hasn't already for you, if that isn't your current state right now, where it's like you went all the way up and back down again. And you, man, Aquarius, you really, really deserve, you owned that wisdom, right? That you then carry forth into the world. You really thought about it. You didn't adapt another's points of views here. You made your world your own, right? You really stepped up here, Aquarius. And again, also in those thinking and communication patterns, same thing. You really stepped up. You stepped up your game here big time. Oh yeah. Another coherent card. Exactly, stepping up your game big time, your spiritual game. We've got the High Priest, and that's Taurus, that's Taurian energies. And to some of you, you may have shamanic potential is what I'm getting immediately with this card. It's definitely the ability to walk between the realms, and this is starting to become more and more magnificent here for you in your life. Because no one is a greater example to others than coming out of struggles and then standing in your glory and magnificence like you do. So that is unbelievable, right? And when people see you, they may not even be thinking about that you went through hard times. but indeed you did, and you just totally came out on top. And that is remaining in the higher view always, is what I'm getting. Aquarius is remaining in that higher capacity always. You always achieve that higher view, right? And as I'm saying this, I realize, because it's a general reading, you guys are on different tracks in your journey. So this hasn't happened to you, it will for sure. Just stay on track, do what you do best, like to be at your best, right? And that's that, like taking the high road at any and all times here, because you are indeed a spiritual leader. And this doesn't have to be like on a larger scale. It could just be like in your family surroundings, friend surroundings. You have such a tremendous impact just by being there, just by being Aquarius, right? And by doing what you're doing, by speaking your truth. And that's exactly in the High Priestess, where the High Priestess, by the way, we could be talking divine counterparts here as well. The High Priestess and the King of Swords come together. So it's again a super awesome balance here of the protective force and of the creative force, of all of those coming together. There's also an inkling of ancestral female and ancestral male lineage, and how you may have started to heal those, or a while ago even, and now you're seeing kind of the fruits of that within yourself, right? And then you look at your family and you're like, oh wow, they started to move as well, because this does have an effect strongly. When you start to work on yourself, you better believe like the systems outside of yourself, really itchy, are starting to move as well, right? Absolutely. And again, we could be talking about counterpart here. I'm more so getting internally though, but we could be talking about a beautiful union here, because we do have the High Priest and the High Priestess, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. So gorgeousness, absolute gorgeousness. I'm really getting the yin and the yang. As I was coming out of meditation, this was giving to me the yin and the yang, how they go together and how each one has a piece within the other. So it's really beautiful. Major alignment here for you, Aquarius. And there may still be, and this is what you're really coming out of and leaving behind you for good, I feel, of the insecurity with the Eight of Swords here, right? Of maybe not feeling good enough, because these are really major strong cards. So for some of you, this may mean imposter syndrome, if that says anything, it speaks to you, right? Where you feel like, wow, this is so big and I'm getting throat. Oh, major throat here all of a sudden when I'm saying this. So being in that speaking position and being so high up in the ranks, so to speak, spiritually, you may sometimes feel like, oh wow, how am I gonna be able to carry this? Maybe they made a mistake, something like that. But I assure you they did not. Absolutely not. Man, my throat is really starting to ramp up here. Again, I assure you they did not. Absolutely not, Aquarius. You are right where you need to be. But for those of you that this implies, that this circle that is closing out with that, really look at those emotions that are coming up. You may all of a sudden start to feel jealous, although you haven't felt jealous in forever, for example, or you may feel anger or despair, or this is too big. Really look into those emotions, because they are messengers for you, and they're letting you know. They're your friends, really. Like, look at them from a distance. You don't have to go all the way in, right? You don't have to like be just in that. That's where the higher view comes in. You always want to have like a little bit of distance between that. Feel those emotions, accept them, but know that they're messengers for you, and don't let them like crashing down on you like a wave, because that's not the sense of emotions. The sense of emotions is here for us. It's a signal, and then we choose how we react to those signals, right? So you choose to react. Write it down, really write it out. That's a huge helper here to really get clear on what it is, because you'll feel it. The sentences you write out, you'll know whether they're true or not and where they're leading you. And as you continue with this process, you'll get quite good at identifying where this is originating from. All right. So my friends, if you want to know more about this, about your reading and about your situation and whatever else Spirit has for you on your gorgeous journey here, and more advice with oracle cards, please join us over on Vimeo and Patreon. Links down below. Again, you can go to Instagram to check out your pictures. And we're also on Library and what's it called? Odyssey again, right? So this is without ads, and it's an alternative platform if you feel like visiting those as well. All right, much love, my friends. I hope this was helpful. Until next time, bye.